I think, I mean, not just in my job, but also when you're with your friends or colleagues. I think some people make it very clear, but it's having the time and the patience to kind of watch people's body language, watch their language as well. I think we live in such a fast paced world that sometimes we don't give it enough time to listen. I'm guilty of that myself completely. The other thing is that sometimes I think within my job over the years, you really do have to look at body language and signs of openness or signs of closing down. And I've also worked in a field for a few years where my specialty was with women who were pregnant and they had very challenging mental health problems or they had drug and alcohol problems. And with that comes homelessness and domestic violence and children in the care of others. Like, it's a hugely difficult area. And through that, I learned a huge amount of sometimes I actually need to ask a probing question in the gentlest form I can to see if they trust me enough to give me an answer or that they open up so that I can provide them with the right support or offer them that. So I don't think there's an absolute specific answer to that, but I think it really is a case of sometimes as midwives we talk about sitting on our hands because we're so tempted during labour process to touch and check and get involved. And actually, a labour process is a period of where the woman will go within and she needs to kind of disconnect from the world we see and go inside her body and her head. And if I, as her midwife, keep, mucking around and touching her or being in her space when she actually doesn't need me, we talk about sitting on her hands or picking up the knitting needles so that we don't interfere. What happens then is you watch and you see the cues. And I think in conversations with people, sometimes, I'm really guilty of jumping in and wanting to share my own experience really quickly. And sometimes I just sort of say to myself, just pause for 5 seconds or 10 seconds. And it just gives that time for someone maybe to just bring in another sentence that they might not have had the chance to say.